Hey guys, Toby here. I've got a really important video for you guys today because this is one of the #1 killers of your energy, of your focus, of your attention, and it is not giving you anything that you want. And this is the longer you compare yourself with others and yourself, the longer it's going to take you to get out of it. And this doesn't matter in what area, any area we're talking about here, but we're specifically talking about recovery from chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. And it's kind of self-explanatory, but I'm going to show you on the whiteboard exactly what I'm talking about, because the thing that I see very so often is when you see a success story and someone's talking about their wins and how far they've come and all the great achievements. And despite even telling them that how hard they had it as well, people sometimes choose to be disempowered by that actual thing that they should be empowered by, which is someone else succeeding. But the problem is our brain goes into default setting of comparison, going, I'm actually not where I should be. Why is that person better than I am? And your mind starts to play tricks on you. So I want to show with you, I'm going to switch this around in a second and I'll show you exactly what happens. So, here we can see here. This is a person, yeah? This person's name is Mary, okay? Here's Mary. We'll give her some hair as well, alright? My drawing is unbelievable. It's almost as good as a 2-year-old. Now, let's say Mary is just having a normal day. She wakes up, she's thinking about life, and all of a sudden, rather than focusing on all the good stuff, she starts to focus on all the bad stuff, which is others, right? So, good, this is what Mary could focus on, all the things that she's doing in her life and that she has done and that she's achieved. But what happens is, in the comparison mind, which is the virus mind, goes into others. Now, you can see the focus. Not to do with her. Out of her control. See, the thing is, the more that Mary starts to look at what others are doing and what she's not doing, all of a sudden, everything becomes out of her control. She can't control what other people are doing, yet she feels like the stuff that she can control is out of her control because she's purely focused on this. Now, all of this stuff, not being able to do what other people can do, not being able to literally focus on her own wins, only amplifies all the bad stuff that's happening in her life. She can't see clearly with what she's done. And not only that, all the attention and energy that goes over here is wasted attention on shit you can't control. Why is this so important? Because so many people see success stories as a burden. They see them as disempowering and they compare themselves to that person. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20. And you cannot, it's ridiculous because your brain starts to make up things in your mind. Oh, you know, it's going to take me 10 years longer because of X, Y, Z. No, not true. It's just a story that you're creating, and the story starts to go from your mind. I can't do this, I can't do that, it's going to take me longer. And all these stories literally just take up more space in your mind and create a whole fuzz of crap that actually doesn't even make sense because it's not your life. You're thinking about someone else's life which you can't control, and all your energy, let's say you've got 100 eggs to use every single day, right? You use up those 100 eggs, all the energy is gone in here. You're literally thinking about things 100 times going, I can't do this, I can't do that. You're thinking about others. You're even comparing yourself to your old self, which you can't control because it was in the past. And you see, it's going backwards. Past, present. And if this is making sense to you, then give this video a like, because we can control two things. We can control where our attention goes, and we can also control where we want it to go in the future. Now, if we think about the past, we're obviously going backwards. Yeah, we're constantly thinking. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't reassess and have a look at all the things that you're going through and what you're struggling with, but staying there for a long period of time is actually not healthy or helpful. And comparison of others and yourself is only going to keep you in the situation for longer. How long? I don't know. It's how long you focus it on for. So if you're constantly focusing all your attention on all the crap, then it's just wasted energy that you could be focusing on something different. Now, we rub all this out. Now, Mary also has another option. She can start to focus on the good. Even if she's hearing other things about other people, she can start to relate that to herself. Okay, so one thing about other people's stories is it creates possibility. Right? Possibility. The next thing it can create is association. When you're associating with other people who are doing well, you start to realize it's possible for you too. But if you're stuck over here in chaos and you're constantly thinking about shit that's not even, it just doesn't matter. You just can't compare, because you don't know what other people have been through, and you don't know what your story is going to be until you create it. But when you start to focus your attention on all the good things, it starts to create possibility. Oh, okay, cool. So that person once wasn't able to go for a run, or wasn't even able to walk, and now they can run. Wow, that means that that's possible for me too. Or, wow, like that person went through all these hard times just like I'm going through, but they got better. That means that maybe, all these hard times are going to equate to some good times too, because I can learn from them. But that's a choice. You can either stay on that side of the equation and focus on what you can't control, or you can go onto this side. What other things do you think the good side of comparison can help you with? Possibility, association, cans, focus. When I say cans, it focuses on what you can do, not what you can't do. Also, this one's a really big one. Future. Future planning. Focusing your attention on the future is going to move you all the way forwards in your recovery, from present to future. Now, as you can see, this is a lot more useful to do, because when you start to do this, you actually start to take action towards improving and changing your life for the better. And compare that with that, where you literally are focusing outside of yourself. It only keeps you here, which is stuck. Stuckness or moving forwards, the choice is yours. But it's a very important lesson to understand. And if you catch yourself comparing all the time, forget about anyone else's life. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people are doing, what job they have, which relationship they're in, what relationship they're not in, how their health is. Like, it's nice to know stuff, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It is not who you are. Learn something from yourself, gain something from other people's experience, but then move on with your own life. Focus on what's important for you. Because if you start to focus on everyone else's stuff, you're going to get very muddled and confused about where you're going to go next. This is a really important topic, guys. I'm super passionate about this. Focus on the possibility. Focus on associating yourself with other people who are doing similar things or doing what you wish or want to do. That's a very important thing. Association, focusing on what you wish you want to do in the future. And if you associate with people who are doing that, it's going to inspire you to move forwards. Doesn't mean it's easy, just means it's going to help you move forwards. Starts to focus on your cans. Start to focus on your future and what you want. What you want. Not what other people want, but what you want. I hope this makes sense. Like I said before, do not compare your chapter 1 with someone's chapter 20. We are all on a journey on self-improvement and growth and expansion, and sometimes the chaos looks messy. Sometimes it just looks like it's just over. But remember, for every dark time you have, or you're going through a really, really dark experience, you think you can't get through it. But then maybe you're two weeks or a month or 3 months later, you're completely past it, and you look back at that and go, wow, I can actually, that wasn't even that bad. It's unbelievable what we can do when you can focus on your attention on where you want to go and move forwards. And there's a saying, where energy goes, where focus goes, energy flows. And it's very true in this context. And I see a lot of people focusing on the things that don't really matter, and they start to just ask silly questions that just don't help themselves. They're not silly themselves, they just ask silly questions because they're so consumed with comparison that they forget about themselves. And when you start asking silly questions, you start to get very silly answers, and it just doesn't make sense. So if you're watching this right now and you're starting to make all these silly questions up in your head, oh yeah, but this took longer and this is different for me, and how long is it going to take me because I'm different and older, and how's that going to help you? You're still focusing on other stuff. It's not going to help you move from A to B. If you want to move from A to B, start to do the stuff on the good side, on the good comparison side. Focus on your possibilities, focus on your associations, focus on what you can do, keep moving forwards in the future, and you'll start to enjoy the present a lot more. I hope this helps. Done.